Andrea, would you murder someone over your dogs?
Well, hypothetically, if I had dogs, absolutely. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, there's no law in Belize. I mean, that's the thing. Is McAfee kind of bought the island, and so he was, they kind of let him have his way for a long time.
They loved him at first.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's all that you need, just to be loved at first, and then somebody can write just the worst post-mortem Yelp review about you in the local newspaper.
Yeah. He is running again, I think, McAfee. He's going to run again.
A lot to overcome there.
I know. That might be tough.
Has some image problems. So, Andrea, do you see Netflix as being left-leaning?
I do, just because it used to just be an amalgamation of old movies, TV shows, whatever else, and then they started producing their own content, and then that's where that leaning started, in my view.
Well, who isn't, though? That's the thing is, we all know that, Comedy Central, we know that if Comedy Central just wanted to sell ad space, they would have had the Blue Collar Comedy Tour on every night at 8 o'clock.
Because it's a standard, and unless something is specifically right-leaning, it's left-leaning.
Yes, yeah. And so I think that there's no difference between, to say Netflix is left-leaning, it's kind of like saying, well, of course, TBS is left-leaning, Comedy Central is left-leaning, Viacom. I mean, everything is, because the entire showbiz infrastructure is leaning to the left. I would give Netflix a better rating than most cable and networks. Yeah.
I think until the Obama thing, that was the case. I think the Obama thing put people over the edge, thinking it's, politically oriented. But I had a friend who had a good idea and said that they should give Dinesh D'Souza their own show channel thing too, to balance it out.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
He's very good at what he does, and it would be good balance. Yeah, and I think he would get a lot of viewers. There's a lot of people watched Roseanne until and I think that they still would.
Yeah,
that's the shame.
Andrea, do you think they will? Because now I'm seeing that they're going to try to refashion Roseanne around Melissa Gilbert. Do you think that would fly, Andrea?
No, absolutely not. She's a completely unwatchable character whatsoever. There's no way that would be watchable television.
They might just go for it just to prove that they had, they just to make the effort. But it is kind of funny that the one time
just to run it into the ground ratings-wise, so they can totally, absolutely kill any hope of the show ever coming back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yes. Get a long flush.
I want to change the story here. There is I was right about this. I brought this up yesterday. There is a new California law. Now, as Breitbart puts it, it could prevent showering and doing laundry on the same day. And I said to myself, or I said to, my guys here yesterday, this can't be true. This seems like fake news to me. But the story as it is my suspicions were correct. What it is that they're going to limit your water consumption. So they ran some numbers, and they said if you water your lawn, or if you do laundry rather, and you shower on the same day, you could feasibly go over the limit. Here's the problem. People shower too long, Allie, and most of them are women. They stand there in the shower. I don't know what they're doing, but I take my showers last generally about 55 seconds, maybe 90 seconds if I wash my hair. How long are you in the shower?
That's a good 10, 15-minute shower for me. I stand there. And in California, the problem is the building I lived in, the water was freezing. You had to wait 5 minutes for it to warm up, and then you got in for 10, 15 minutes. Yeah. It wasn't good.
I always thought baths took less water, but I guess they take more. But look, we could get by on less.
For sure.
However, at the same time, I think that they're always pretty short-sighted in California. Because we really don't need to do all this. But you know what I mean? Like, you get into everybody's business that way. I guess there's a water problem. Do something. Maybe. Obviously, there's no way to police this individually, right? Or is there?
Well, you got to do your laundry, right? And I assume most people still want to take showers. I think they're taking too long showers.
Yeah.
And I think, as I said, it's, I can only base it on my family. My wife, my two daughters, they stand there. They stare at the spigot. I don't know what's going on, and the water is super hot.
I totally get it.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah, 100%.
Andrea,
it feels great.
How long do you shower?
55 seconds sounds like a life of luxury, Tom. I mean, I get it. I get stuff. I rinse. I mean, I pretend like I live on a submarine.
Yeah, that's like the military way. I used to watch MASH, and they used to get it because I was amazed because Hawkeye and you know, Trapper John or whatever, they would get in those showers and they would pull the chain and they would always get hit by the cold water, right? And so I started doing that. I started copying them because I thought like, oh, that's the way you know, Hawkeye does it. So ever since watching MASH and modeling myself after these guys, I get in the shower and turn the spigot on and get slammed with the cold water.
Sounds awesome. 55 seconds of cold water. Yeah, I can see why your showers are short. Mine are short. You know, my wife had this, you know, blonde hair, but she gets it touched up, and she said if you don't take the chlorine out, so she bought this separate thing that doesn't strip her hair with the chlorine, and the shower pressure's never been good after that. It's terrible.
What, she has a chlorine remover in the spigot?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
But it was only a few $100s and makes the shower terrible. So I took a minute and a half shower today, yeah. Because it's like it's
I
not
didn't know
worth
there
it.
was that much chlorine in regular. I know there is in pools. I rinse in the shower to get the chlorine off me after I get out of a pool. You're saying there's still more chlorine coming down on my head?
I'm saying she believes that, and that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. Andrea, thank you for the call.